What if the scars you hide are actually the doorway to the truest love of your life? Today, you'll discover that what seems imperfect might be exactly what makes us unique. A story of acceptance, transformation, and love that will make you see yourself and others in a completely new light. Paris woke slowly, bathed in the soft morning light reflecting off the waters of the Seine and caressing the iron curves of the Eiffel Tower. But far from this enchanting scene, in a secluded luxury mansion, a man was fighting a silent battle that few could imagine. William Richard, a millionaire known for his elegance and impeccable demeanor, owned a financial empire and was admired by society. Yet, his life was far from perfect. Each day, he faced an internal struggle with the marks on his skin, reddish, pustular blemishes that even the finest clothing couldn't fully conceal. This condition caused not only physical pain but also devastating emotional anguish. That morning, William stood before a mirror adorned with sapphires, buttoning his crisp white silk shirt. The golden buttons gleamed in the natural light streaming through the grand windows. Despite the opulence surrounding him, he felt imprisoned within himself. Every move he made was meticulously calculated to maintain appearances, but inside, he wondered if he'd ever be accepted for who he truly was. Across the city, in a small apartment, Emma woke early for another day of work. Caring for her 10-year-old sister, Ollie, Emma was the glue holding her family together after the untimely death of their parents. She worked as a seamstress for a company providing services to William's mansion, unaware that her life was about to change in unimaginable ways. During a routine visit to the mansion, William noticed the exquisite craftsmanship of some curtains and custom blankets. Intrigued, he requested to know who was behind such detailed work. Upon learning it was Emma, a young woman with an impressive talent for detail, he decided he had to meet her. When Emma was summoned for a meeting, she was both surprised and a bit nervous. She never imagined that William, known for his reclusive and selective nature, would personally request her presence. During their conversation, he praised her precision and care in her work and made an unexpected proposal. "I'd like you to work directly for me. I need someone with your talent and discretion for special projects." Emma was stunned. At first, she hesitated, finding the request unusual, but needing the job, she agreed. This decision marked the beginning of a relationship that would change both their lives forever. As Emma began working closely with William, she discovered his skin condition. Seeing how deeply it affected him, she felt a profound compassion. With patience and empathy, she sought ways to help. Using old family recipes, she started preparing natural ointments to ease his discomfort and improve his condition. With every caring gesture, William felt less isolated and more understood, something he hadn't experienced in years. Accustomed to judgment, William was utterly disarmed by Emma's attitude. For the first time, he found someone who didn't see him as a monster or an imperfect man. In Emma's eyes, he was simply a human being deserving of care, and this shattered his defenses in ways he had never known. Initially, William didn't know how to respond. Emma's calm and empathy left him speechless, a stark contrast to the experiences he was used to. Emma, on the other hand, couldn't ignore the vulnerability he tried so hard to hide. She began noticing details others overlooked and found her care for him becoming second nature. Gradually, William started to relax in her presence. Over time, their connection deepened inexplicably. Emma offered more than daily help. She gave William something he had never known, genuine understanding and acceptance. In return, William began to trust her in a way he never had with anyone else. Their conversations, shared glances, and every small gesture wove a bond of friendship, and something more, that transcended societal judgment. In William's world, there was another presence, Kimberly, an elegant yet superficial woman, a regular at high society events and always on the hunt for advantageous connections. Kimberly saw William as the epitome of perfection, wealthy, polished, and powerful, and quickly set her sights on him. Her interest wasn't rooted in genuine affection, but in his status and fortune. Kimberly began pursuing William at social gatherings, showing increasing interest. Confused by Emma's kindness, William allowed himself to explore Kimberly's attention, hoping to find something real. However, Kimberly's true colors soon emerged. During a private meeting, she discovered William's skin condition. Her reaction was cruel and humiliating, a mix of disgust and anger. She insulted him, calling him monstrous and expressing regret for ever being allowed to see something so horrible. Her words struck William like a dagger. He realized Kimberly never truly cared for him. To her, he was merely a means to climb the social ladder. This moment shattered William's illusions and opened his eyes irrevocably. From that moment, William began to reflect deeply. Despite having everything he could ever want, financial security, luxury properties, and freedom to travel, he realized he lacked something essential: genuine love. He didn't just long for companionship, but a connection where he could be accepted for who he truly was, without judgment or hidden motives. As this realization dawned, William also began to understand that self-acceptance was the foundation for any meaningful connection. The scars he had hidden for so long now seemed a reminder of his internal battle. He began to see that embracing who he was, imperfections and all, was the first step toward finding peace and true happiness. As he reflected, memories of Emma surfaced constantly. He began to see her in a new light. Emma was everything Kimberly was not: authentic, kind, and selfless. She embodied exactly what he had been searching for: a person capable of seeing him as a man, not as a reflection of his wealth or status. But with this realization came doubts and fears. What if Emma doesn't see me the same way, he wondered. What if, upon discovering how I feel, she rejects me? These questions consumed him but also motivated him to draw closer to her, seeking answers through their daily interactions. Every gesture from Emma, every smile she gave while caring for Ollie, seemed to bring new meaning to William's life. He found himself watching her from a distance, admiring her simplicity and the way she turned small moments into something meaningful. For the first time in a long while, he felt a glimmer of hope, a possibility of finding the love he had always sought but never admitted to needing. Over time, William and Emma grew even closer. As she helped him face his fears and insecurities, he supported her in her struggle to create a better life for herself and her sister. Ollie, with her innocent joy, brought lightness and happiness into both their lives, fostering an environment of love and acceptance. As time passed, Emma also began to see William differently. She realized he wasn't as superficial as she had initially thought. The marks on his body explained his relentless pursuit of perfection, a way to mask the scars he believed defined him. But Emma saw much more. She came to understand that William was a man who had endured deep pain and, at his core, simply longed to be accepted as he was. This realization drew her closer to him, turning her into not just a friend but a true confidant. William, on the other hand, could no longer hide how captivated he was by Emma's sweet and special demeanor. He began to crave spending more time with her, feeling that her presence lit up his days in a way he had never experienced before. Their daily interactions, which had initially been professional, became filled with moments of mutual understanding and growing affection. Emma, without even realizing it, started to develop feelings for William as well. Watching him closely, understanding him beyond appearances, and witnessing his vulnerability allowed her to see the man he truly was: kind, strong, and above all human. When the two finally acknowledged their feelings for one another, their relationship blossomed naturally and intensely. William found in Emma the peace he had long sought, while Emma discovered in William a love that transcended any superficiality. They began to support each other, facing challenges together and building a life founded on genuine love and acceptance. Together, they demonstrated that true wealth lies in human connection and the ability to embrace imperfections, their own and each other's. William and Emma's story teaches us that the true essence of love doesn't reside in appearances or possessions, but in seeing another person in their entirety, including their pain, scars, and imperfections. Too often, we hide our weaknesses behind masks of perfection, fearing judgment, when what we truly desire is to be accepted for who we are. This story serves as a powerful reminder that scars are not signs of weakness but of survival. They tell stories of battles fought and resilience in the face of adversity. Just as William found in Emma the understanding and love he so desperately needed, we too can find people who accept us completely, who embrace our vulnerability, and who turn our fears into strength. In the end, the greatest wealth we can have is a genuine connection built on empathy, kindness, and acceptance. Because true love doesn't demand perfection, it celebrates humanity in its purest form. If you were moved by William and Emma's story, don't forget to like this content and share it with someone who needs to hear this message of love and acceptance. Subscribe to the channel for more stories like this, stories that touch the heart and remind us of the beauty found in vulnerability and genuine connections. Now, tell me in the comments, where in the world are you enjoying this beautiful love story from? I'd love to know. Once again, thank you for being here.